リスペクトなどしない。俺は勝利だけを求める。いでよ、サイバードラゴンインフィニティ。
What's going on, guys? Jonan Joe here, and welcome back to a new form of Yu-Gi-Oh content for the channel. Many of you have been watching the streams. You may have seen me testing out the new Yu-Gi-Oh simulator for PC, and that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega, which is still in beta testing. It's been an amazing experience so far, and I have been struggling to get away from it. For those who aren't aware, simulators are ways to play the Yu-Gi-Oh card game without actually spending money on the physical cards, and having them all available to you right at the start. Other popular examples for this have been YGO Pro, Def Pro, Edo Pro, and even more that I'm sure exist. At a time like now, with the pandemic being a thing, and local shops and events being harder to come by, things like this come in handy really well if you want to stay home and practice your game, or even just compete entirely without risking your health or wallet. Omega to me so far has been visually amazing, as they provide a lot of the things other simulators have, but with a few more added bonuses. As you can see, one of my favorite things is a rarity system for your cards. The game itself also looks really good, and you can customize the backgrounds and screens to your liking, just like other simulators. They also have a forum page and a ranking ladder for TCG, OCG, and Duel Links formats. For more information, I'm going to link the Discord group down below that you can download the simulator from, as well as learn more about it. Getting that out of the way, this is intended to be a Cyber Dragon video showcased on Omega's rank ladder. It's been a huge gap in formats for me since I've been playing Link Evolution, which is stuck at April 2020, but the one thing that will always be simple enough to play for me is Cyber Dragon, which is my second favorite deck in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's actually funny because this entire deck still uses cards that were available in the April 2020 format that I left off at. There is literally nothing new here. The only thing that does change, however, are the tech cards, as opposition has changed quite a bit. Initially, I started with Nebro in the main deck, but after countless painful Eldritch matchups, I decided to shift to DD Crow. The one new thing I did try with the deck early on was the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon engine. Since Verte Anaconda is a common goal sometimes for this deck anyway, sparing 3 cards for Dragoon didn't seem too bad on paper. It took a couple of duels in a row though for me to constantly draw into one of the vanilla monsters, breaking us badly and giving us easy losses. Is it still a viable option to create a very strong turn 1? Yes. Does it work for me and my luck in the game? Hell no. One thing I will admit though is the synergy with discarding dead Herz to search, which doesn't hurt your card advantage too much, but aside from that, there were times where I would spend a good chunk of my hand to make Dragoon, just to not have anything for following turns, or worse, nothing to pay cost for his effect. Moving on, Cyber Eltanin was a surprise safety net that works wonders with some of the scary things in the meta right now. Seeing more and more monsters become immune to targeting and destruction hurts Infinity, leaving us with either a Seeger boost or Jizukiru route, but sometimes there are multiple monsters to watch out for. Eltanin completely bypasses all of that and sends all monsters on the field to the grave once he hits the field, which can be amazing whether you banish a lone core in the grave or your entire lineup of Cyber Dragons in the late game. You'll see it soon in the video. The Elder Entity Fusion made an addition to the extra deck, as I had to learn the hard way of what Dogmatica cards could do. The good news is that I was able to send this and Nova to the grave to pop a card and summon Mechaba for free, so you can see the use of those cards in the extra deck. Aside from all of this, like I mentioned before, the deck has barely changed from almost a year ago. Core and Cyber Emergency are still your only starters. Machine Duplication is definitely the card you want to see with either Core or Herz. A side thing I did learn while facing Rockets is that 2 Rampage could help, which I might cut the second Megafleet for since they have a monster capable of banishing an extra deck monster. Since all of these duels aren't match format, you might see things like Summon Limit for when I go first, or Lightning Storm going second. I'm still getting used to siding again and learning about the current format, but so far what I have has been working well for me. Onto the replays, double machine duplication here is tragic, but we are guaranteed a sweep board if we do not get disrupted. Ash Blossom in the hand works wonders with DD Crow, especially against Drytron here, which was intimidating to finally face. It does seem like he bricked here however, so the main thing I want to showcase is the Chimeratech Rampage OTK, which is still perfectly usable. Rampage alone can be scary with triple attacks, but if you can spare the materials for Seeger, you will destroy anything in your path. Just make sure to summon Seeger before using Anaconda's effect, since it locks you from special summoning. Machine Duplication is the main way to get OTKs like this, but going first it can help you in building boards with Infinity, Pleiades, and Almiraj, or Infinity and Seeger. Getting a revival card like the Monster Reborn we just got is just added icing on top, but if you did notice, I did decide to challenge for Nebro by summoning 5 monsters before I summoned Infinity. safe way would be to go for Infinity first and then summon Almiraj if you fear for Nibiru, but you do lose out on the OTK and some additional monsters unless you can negate with Infinity, depending on your hand. If you have another light monster in the hand, you can search Galaxy Soldier and still achieve an OTK, or you can get lucky like me and search Nachster, summon it with no revival target, and then use Monster Reborn on the core for the Anaconda material. I did say screw it here, but sometimes it's important to think about things like this. Random scenarios aside, things are working as they should here, as we have the Anaconda set up with Nachster reviving the Cyber Dragon to make Seeger. Believe it or not, I did forget to absorb the module with Infinity, as that would have been lethal without Seeger. But this is Cyber Dragon, so using all of your absolute OTK power whenever you can is highly recommended to fully grasp the power of the Cyber style. I'm probably going to be playing Omega more often now, as learning the current format is a high goal of mine, but I'm not putting Link Evolution content down yet. I will still play it from time to time, especially with Mega Gaming, but until an update is announced, which is highly unlikely, I will be focusing on this more. That's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the replays. Enjoy YGO Omega, which is amazing even in beta, and make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment what you guys think.
いでよサイバードラゴン来いサイバードラゴンコアサイバードラゴンコアの効果発動いでよサイバードラゴンノバいでよサイバードラゴンインフィニティ魔法カード発動サイバーリペアプラント魔法カード発動オーバーロードフュージョンいでよキメラテックランページドラゴンキメラテックランページドラゴンの効果発動 サイバードラゴンコア、サイバードラゴンコアの効果発動。魔法カード発動、サイバーリピアプラント。サイバードラゴン、イデーサイバードラゴンノーバ、サイバードラゴンノーバの効果発動。イデーサイバードラゴン、イデーサイバードラゴンインフィニティ。レベル10のサイバーを特殊召喚する。サイバーエルタニン出現。サイバーエルタニンの効果発動。いくぞ、サイバーエルタニンの攻撃。ドラコニスアセンション。